Everybody, it's your girl, Coach Cheryl, and you can see I have my wonderful guest, Pastor Christy, with me on today.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, y'all, we are ready to chop up this, the latest episode of Married at First Sight. But I want to give
Most
everybody
definitely.
just a few brief moments to share. I'm going to be looking down for just a moment to share as well. But I want to say hello to everyone that is joining us or will join us on YouTube as well as Facebook. We are getting ready to chop up episode 5 of Married at
Yes.
First Sight. And if you have been watching this season, y'all know this is a doozy. I
This
don't
is
have
most
very many
definitely
words.
one.
No, I do. I have a lot of words for this season. I have a lot of words for this particular season. And before we do jump in, I want you all to be praying for everyone that's going through this wow, this winter storm that has hit the
hmm
country like nobody's business. You all can see that we are missing one of our guest hosts,
Yeah.
Miss Sharon Grant. Sharon, I want you to know that we love you, we miss you, we are praying for you. They have been having power outages, and y'all, it's cold. I lived in
Yeah.
Dallas for 13 years. I have never seen weather like that. Now I've seen snow like that, but
hmm
when they told me it was 1 degree,
No. Oh no.
I was glad I had moved back to Florida.
Florida.
Florida, I was like, that is cold. So y'all be
That is
praying
past
for, and
cold.
not just Dallas. I believe it was in North Carolina where they had the tornadoes, and Houston, where they've had all this loss of life because of the weather. So
Wow.
you all be praying for everyone that's going through that, and know that if you are in any of the states that are experiencing all of this weather, know that we are praying for you. We are sending love, warm blankets, whatever, just
Yes.
love to you. And you are on in our thoughts, and you are on our minds. So Sharon, wherever you are, I know you may be charging your phone and not thinking about us right now,
Yeah.
but we want you to know that we are thinking about you, and we love
We
you,
are.
and we are sending prayer to you.
Yes,
All
most
righty.
definitely,
So let
Sharon.
me, I'm sorry, say it again.
I said most definitely, Sharon, that we're praying and sending our love to you.
Yes, yes. And we miss you. We miss you. All right. So let's jump into uh the season, well, episode 5. Y'all, it's been a doozy. This whole season has been, yeah, it's been so many things. So many things. And so, like I said, jump on, share this if you are watching this season. Let us know in the comments that you're watching, and feel free to jump in as we are going through all of the couples. You know that we go
hmm
couple by couple. We don't go
hmm
instant by instant. So we're going to go couple by couple, and we're going to tackle them and talk about what happened on this particular episode. And so
hmm
we're going to start with Haley and Jacob. Haley and Jacob. And I'm going to tell y'all this. For me, the jury is still out on Haley and Jacob. I I gave them a thumbs down. I didn't think they were gonna make it, and I think I'm still kind of
Really?
I'm
Really?
I still am, because I think, okay, and now this is my assessment of what's going on with Haley and Jacob. He keeps telling her things about himself, and she keeps
Yeah.
smiling and being silent. I think Haley is
Yeah.
looking for a nice way to run away. I think she's just thinking of, like, first of all, how did I get myself into this, and how am I gonna get myself out of this? Because
Oh my gosh.
when we get into their particular story on this episode, if you remember, they're at breakfast
Yeah.
and he starts talking about eating raw onions. And he puts this all the y'all when he starts eating these raw onions, and she's just looking at him like, really?
Is he crazy?
Really?
Is he crazy?
Really?
Just trying to figure it out.
And then later in the meal, did you hear? She said, "Oh, I can smell the onions."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what is
Oh
he
my gosh.
thinking? This
Oh
is your
my
new wife that
gosh.
you've known 3 days, and you are at breakfast eating onions. That's gonna be soaking out of your skin all day.
Exactly, exactly.
Like,
No,
why
probably for
would
the
you
whole
do
week.
all
For the
week?
whole week. It's gonna be
Yes,
coming
like
out
you
out
trying
of his
to
pores.
cultivate this marriage, not send her running. And she is just looking at
Oh
him like,
gosh.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he's doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. She does tolerate a lot. I think she's just still trying to figure him out, but she's probably in her mind most definitely saying that he is a weirdo. Yep, yep,
Yes.
yep. Because he does some very weird things.
Yeah.
Very weird things.
Yeah. And I'm not sure
But
if he's doing it to get a reaction from her or if he
yeah,
just feels comfortable in showing her who he really is. And so she
yeah.
gets to see like this is who he is, and this is the man I married. But every so it seems like every day or as the day progresses, she learns something else that's weird about Jacob.
Something, yeah, something, something, something. He is most definitely a one of a kind man. I most
Yes.
definitely will say that. He is one of a kind. And I mean it's like I could tell that he really wants love to be in love. So I think I'm like well, and I know you gave him a thumbs down. I think I'm gonna go like this.
Okay. Okay, 50-50.
So so I'm thinking with them it's still some hope.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
they're still trying to bond a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm
Okay. Okay. And it could be one of those where you think that they won't ever make it, but they're the couple that actually does
that
out of
actually will make
everybody.
it.
It could be.
Yeah.
I just keep watching her face
Yes.
as they're going
Yeah.
through. Because they had the date at the aquarium, and how it was set up
That was
so.
beautiful.
Wasn't it so pretty?
That was gorgeous. I actually gave him two thumbs up and
Okay.
more on that. I thought that
Okay.
that was gorgeous because that's something that I always have dreamed of having like a dinner at in that atmosphere. So
Right.
I gave that a two thumbs up until he started talking.
See, and that's his thing. He has like really good ideas.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
keep telling you,
yeah.
I think he's just so socially awkward
Uh-huh.
that just conversation with him is just so weird. It's just
It
so.
is.
I don't think he
It
knows
is.
how to have just good conversation. And because he
Yeah.
said, what did he say? That his friends said, like you really looked out. They can't believe how pretty she is, how nice she seems, and they're just like, man, don't mess it up.
Yeah.
You hit the
Because
jackpot.
I think in the back of their mind, he most definitely is gonna mess that up.
It's like, man, look what they gave him. He finna mess this up.
They're probably counting that down. They're probably counting it down like, oh, it's been day one, day two, ooh, day three. He's still there. He's in
Right.
prison. He's gonna keep going.
Because I think if I was his friend, I would be in that same. I'm like, he's sure to mess it up. I don't know what he's gonna
Yeah,
do, but he's gonna do something that's gonna be
yeah,
over the top. And I
yeah,
think she wants it to work, but I think as
yes.
time goes on, as she finds out more and more about this awkwardness, that it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
difficult for her, um,
Yeah.
because so much of relationship, even not just with a partner or with a husband or wife or just friendships, is
Mm-hmm.
communication and talking and
True.
relating to one
True.
another. And if you don't have that foundation of that, then you don't have a whole lot to build on. And so I think she's going to have a
Exactly.
difficult time relating to him
To him.
and the world that he's in. So I think that's going to be a little
See,
difficult, not insurmountable, but I
yeah.
still don't think they're going to make it.
But But I do like what you just said. She's having a hard time relating to him. I think anybody would, because
Yes.
he's so self-centered. He loves.
Yes.
I was just sitting here saying he probably has great conversations with himself.
Right. Right up in here. It's a party going on.
Great conversations. And now you've added somebody else, and it's like he's still carrying on that same conversation. He
Yes.
got somebody else, but she don't even have to be there, and he gonna have a great
Right.
conversation with himself.
That is
That's
so
what you kind of pick
true.
up from him. Yeah,
Yeah, that is so true. I love that you brought that up because even when he asks her a question and she's answering it, somehow, some way, it always circles back to him.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
never really about her. It always he's gonna turn it. He's gonna twist it. Whether they're talking
It's
about,
gonna
remember they were
turn
talking
it.
about exercise. He asked her about exercise, and it, I think she does yoga, and then sometime it circled back to, I need you to come to the gym with me. Like, when's it gonna ever
Exactly,
be about
exactly.
her? It's always about him in some
About
fashion.
him. Hopefully somebody's gonna point that out to him so
Right.
that he can change it. And really, she actually should, now that they're married,
Hmm.
just come out and say, hey, you're kind of focused on yourself,
Right.
and just come out and say it, and just come out and say, hey, we got to change that. We got to have a conversation between you and I. Yeah,
Right. Right. Yeah. And
yeah.
hopefully she is brave enough to do it. I it's almost like I feel like she's trying to get up the courage to because I don't think we've really seen who she is yet,
That's
because he
true.
is.
I'm still waiting on that. I'm
Yeah.
still I'm actually still waiting to see where her family says she can be. Like I'm still so, and I'm thinking it's gonna come when they have to move in together. See, the
Right.
honeymoon period. See, people have to realize the wedding is so beautiful. They do the whole wedding. The honeymoon is this lavish thing, and then after that, you get home, you turn that key, and y'all living together.
Right.
It's a it's a whole it's a whole nother world. So we're really
Yes.
gonna get to see.
Yeah,
We're
and then
really gonna
he's
get
going.
to see
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm
think
gonna
you're
have my
right. I think he's gonna
popcorn.
mess it up because he's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
kind of messing it up. But I think he's gonna really, it's gonna really hit her. Maybe I'll say that. That's a
Yes.
better way to say it. It's gonna hit her really strong when she's
Yeah.
in those walls of that house.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Because
different.
that's when you really get to know a person, see how they are in their day to day. It's gonna make all the difference in the world.
Yes.
I cannot wait. I'm going to make sure I have some popcorn and just get everything ready for that. Yes.
Right. Right. And that's gonna be interesting. So that is Miss Haley and Jacob. So let's go to our next couple, Ryan and Clara.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Clara.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I liked about
Interesting.
them, and I'm kind of like you on the way you felt about Haley and Jacob, is kind of how I feel now
About this
about
one.
Ryan and Clara. At the beginning, I gave them both thumbs up. Now I'm kind
Yeah.
of like this on them.
Yep. Yep.
The
I'm
whole
still staying there.
I think the whole religion thing, the whole church thing, I
It's
think
problem.
is going
Yep.
to take them a ride. But I loved their first waking up in Vegas, and then they go to
Yes.
this dolphin encounter where they're,
Yes.
rubbing on
I
the
love
dolphins.
that.
To me,
Yes.
I thought that was cool. That's something I would
It
love to
was.
do.
Me too. Me too.
Yes.
To swim
I've
with
done it
dolphins
with
is
stingrays, but never
something.
dolphins.
Okay. Okay.
So I was like, oh man.
That's on my list. That is on my list to swim with dolphins. So yes.
Yes, yes. I love that whole thing, and they seemed a little distant to me during that little interaction. Then they had this little date at the aquarium too, but it was a different part
Mm-hmm.
because they were right
Yeah.
up on the glass. Um, when they started asking some real questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the question he asked her was, what did she want, or something that she was raised with that she would like to bring into her life and
Yes.
into her family's life. And then she talked about that strong work ethic that she grew up with.
Mhm.
I think there was
Mhm.
something else that she said. I don't think I wrote it down.
And yeah, and I can't remember exactly what the other
It
piece
was
that she
something else
said.
besides just the work ethic. And that's when she asked him the question: did he want to raise his children in church?
Yes.
And he was like, "Yeah,
Yes, most definitely, because that's what he grew. Yeah, that's gonna it's gonna be, I don't know. That whole piece right there is something that I would have had to look back at the experts to
mm-hmm,
find out what they thought about that. But I'm
yes,
finding out that they're liking the challenge. I think they want to challenge these couples and also challenge the viewers because you're sitting here trying to see if they're gonna make it or not.
right,
And that one is so iffy, especially I guess from if I'm looking at it from being a Christian woman of God
right,
and you being paired with someone who doesn't even have this, they don't have a drive to even want to go to church,
right,
probably not even to pray or anything. That's going to be very, very difficult. I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult for them because that's looking like they're unequally yoked.
right, right. And to me, I know that the experts always say, they like to put people that
Yeah.
what how do they say, they're opposites in some ways, that one person will
Yes.
pull this out of you and the other person will pull that out of you. I think that you can do that in other things, but I think there's some places where that should not be done,
Should not. Should not.
especially with when it comes to somebody's faith. To me,
Exactly.
that those are things that you don't mess with because they are so foundational to who people
Exactly.
are.
Yes, I most definitely agree with that. And so, and it seems to be very touchy, like especially when he's talking about it, and then you're looking at her face when he's talking about it. I'm
Yes,
like, oh my, this is gonna be a problem because I could see them sitting in church and him enjoying it, and she's sitting there looking around trying to just figure out what like
that's if
just like,
she's
oh
even
my god.
there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, yeah, because what if she decides that she doesn't even want to step foot in there and go and
Right,
be a part? He's gonna be there by himself. I mean,
right.
oh yeah, that listen, that is most definitely this, but
Yes.
it's going more like this. It's pulling up, it's listen, I'm seeing their relationship as soon as they flashed on the screen, I thought about them being on life support.
Right,
It's
right.
touch and go.
Yeah, because for me, because when he said yes, and here's the other thing that she says. She says, she wants them to be able to have the opportunity to explore, different kinds of religions, whether it's sexuality, however they want to grow up. She's gonna, she wants them to, I guess,
Yes.
intrinsically do that. And I was like, that's what you are there for as a parent. You just don't birth
Yes.
children and then you just let them go on their own. You have to
Exactly.
raise them. You teach them things
Exactly.
that are foundational, like morals and principles and values.
Yes.
That's something you
Yes.
instill in children. You just don't say, whenever you feel like you want to, think about that and let me know, and then we'll explore. No, no. Now, whether
No.
they adhere to that going on as they grow older and they are capable of making those
Mm-hmm.
kinds of decisions, that's different. But
Mm-hmm.
to just say we're just gonna let them just kind of pop up and they're gonna make their own decisions, no. Children don't get to decide. I mean, I don't want
Exactly.
them to feel like they are forced to go to church.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we are young and okay, I was forced to go to church, but I didn't see it as forcing. I just saw it as something that my family did.
Did.
I didn't see it
Mm-hmm.
as like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, they're making me do this.
Yep.
And I guess that's a whole different era too. I'm speaking
Yeah.
my age and my generation.
We did not have a choice in the
Right,
matter because you were not staying home.
right. It was church time. It was time to go. And if you were of any other faith, you would have done the same. Even
Exactly.
if you were atheist, agnostic, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're taught that
Yeah.
by your parents, whatever faith or non-faith that you are, you get that grounding or you get that teaching, that foundational
Yes.
from your
Yes.
parents, whatever it
From your
is.
parents.
And
Yes.
so she's going to be teaching them either way.
That's gonna. that is, listen, it's gonna be a problem, and it's gonna be like a little child growing up in a household that speaks two or three different languages,
Right, right, and trying to
and just
figure out.
and those children are gonna be so confused. I believe if this is if they even make it that far.
Right,
Um,
right,
but I think I'm just looking in the future how confused the children are gonna be with mom and dad having such different views and values because they're not coming together. I can see them as one puzzle that the pieces are not fitting.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right. Because he's so solid in his faith.
he
He's
is.
so
He is.
solid
He's
in what he
very
believes,
solid.
and I don't think he's going to waver. I don't think he's. That's
Yeah,
not that for me. Watching him, listening to her, that is a non-negotiable for him.
exactly. And
Raising his
but
family in church.
it also seems like it's non-negotiable for her too.
Yes,
Like they're two bulls just
yes,
saying, you're not gonna give, I'm not gonna give, so what we gonna do,
right,
and they don't, and they're not coming together yet on that particular area. I think
right,
everything else they can pretty much do good on,
right,
but this is the one area that is going to be a challenge for them. And so I'm still going to give them a little hope. I mean,
right.
I'm going to keep it there and just see how it's going to play out for them. I'm still going to give them some hope to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, I haven't
Because
totally counted them out, but
me
whereas at the
either.
beginning I was two thumbs up,
You're not
now
there
I'm
no more.
like it could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah, it could go
So
either way.
we'll see what happens
Wish them
with.
well.
Yes, we
Yes.
wish you well. We
We
wish you
wish
well.
y'all well, most definitely. And I am still waiting to see his other side because of that hair. I'm still waiting.
And I think
Because
I think we will,
woo,
because just
woo,
from the way he looks at her sometimes when she's talking, I could tell he could be something. He could be,
I guess
especially when he's set on something. I could tell he could be unmovable,
exactly,
like his hair.
exactly. I mean, I'm waiting on that one. I'm waiting on that one.
All right, let's go to our next couple,
Well, well, well.
Virginia and Eric.
Woo.
You
I think
know,
I'm about to wipe the sweat off my forehead on this one. I'm gonna wipe the sweat off my forehead.
um, in
Hmm.
the beginning, I think I think I gave them 50-50 on that. I'm leaning
Mm-hmm.
more to 70-30. I don't think they'll make it. And here's why. We just talked about who was it? Ryan being set in his ways. I
Yeah.
think Eric is set in his
Okay.
ways about how
And
he
he's
thinks.
controlling.
He, oh my gosh,
And it's
we
coming
entered
out
a scene.
more and more.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
when let me see, they were in the bathroom getting ready to
yep.
go down to the pool, and she was doing her hair. She was like,
Yeah.
and it's women. When I'm not getting my hair
Yeah.
wet, we going to the
Yeah.
pool, but I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
my hair wet. And first of all, he couldn't believe that she didn't want to get her hair wet, and so she was like, "Well, if I come back, then I got to wash it again. I got to go through all
Yeah.
this to get it done again." And he just couldn't understand it, and
Yeah. He
his asides like, I'm working on that. She
yeah.
project.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
got
was
who
a
you
little
got.
shocked.
And she's not like this. It's almost like he wants to mold her into his
Mm-hmm.
idea of what he wants his wife to be.
Mm-hmm. Most
And I,
definitely.
he got the right one because I don't. Virginia ain't the moldable kind.
Yeah, she's pretty much kind of just laid back as he's talking. I'm saying, oh, she just kind of really taking that because if it could have been, because me, I would have looked at him like, oh no, you're not talking to me. You are not talking. You listen. He would be talking like that, and I'm gonna look past. I'm gonna look behind me like, because I know you're not talking to me.
It's got to be somebody else in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I I think at one point I thought that she was so flighty and so such
Yeah.
a drinker that I thought she was going to be the issue initially,
Yeah,
um,
but
because she
it's
likes to party. Um,
yeah.
but I think more than that being the issue, I think him berating her about it is going to be the bigger issue than just
Mm-hmm.
her being who she is. I think she's going to get sick of him in the little daddy role that he's almost playing.
That's
Um,
exactly what he's playing, daddy role.
yeah. So
I'm not sure what their age difference is.
he's
I couldn't remember.
34 and she's 27. Let me see. Let me make sure.
Okay, so yeah,
He's 26.
he's so she's 26 and he's 30. So he's actually kind of treating her like she's way younger. He's actually treating her like she's a teenager.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
And let me
yeah,
show you how life works.
yeah.
This is how things
Like he's
go.
trying to teach her and he's trying to train her. It's like he's most definitely trying to train her to be the wife that he wants.
Right. The
Yep.
wife he wants and the one his mother is going to accept.
Exactly.
Because mother ain't
Exactly.
playing and he know it too.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And remember their conversation at the pool, where she said she thinks he could be jealous,
Yeah.
the jealous type, and um, he basically tells her that, and this is a question I want to pose to all of you that are watching, because he
Mhm.
basically tells her that women and men can't be friends unless the man is gay, or it's the man is a significant other of one of her friends. Other than
Yes.
that, he's not playing with the "this my friend."
So every friendship she has with any guys is she might as well just throw them all in the trash because it is over. He was so
Over.
dead serious on that, and when I saw that part, I was like, ooh. I said, ooh, let me see how
Yes.
they're gonna respond to this one. How is she gonna respond? And I start thinking about my own self. I start thinking
Right.
about that. I say, ooh. I say, I wonder how is so you know what that also showed me that he has some insecurities
Right.
about himself.
Yes.
And actually, the more you watch them, it's kind of like these suspense movies that you look at with yes, the
He's
little
a killer.
suspense ones with I can see I
It's
can
a
see him putting a
Lifetime movie.
tracker. Yes, I'm for real. Like I can see him putting a tracker on her car,
Oh my
and they
God.
got that and then they got the new app that you have on your phone where you can track the people and know where they are at all time. I can
Right.
see him doing all of that.
Oh Lord,
All of
Eric is
that.
the Lifetime killer
Exactly.
because
You
he
better be
is so
careful.
very, he's so very controlling. And I don't know if
He
she
is. I
sees
didn't
it
see that
yet.
in the beginning. I mean, I
I
didn't see that.
didn't.
I didn't even see that coming. I don't know, but hey, ooh, this is gonna be an interesting one actually.
It really is. I don't
They may move to the top of the list.
you know what? Because when we talk later about the couples
Yeah,
gathering,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one to to the end. They
This
could,
couple
because
may move to the top.
and they might have already been to the top if we didn't have Chris and Paige, who are just overshadowing the entire show. This is their show. This is the Chris and Paige show.
It is.
All right, so I don't think that,
It's still this.
yeah, and it's moving further and further left for me every time. But
Yeah, it's
they could surprise us, and he could have an epiphany when they get some counseling, and they could work on it. But we'll see.
huh,
We'll
we'll
see.
see.
And here's my favorite couple. Now I'm
Yes,
going to tell you, I voted
I
yes for
still
them
have
in the
nothing
beginning.
bad to say.
It is still a big yes. And if they don't make it, I might be a little hurt. because they
You say
are.
you might be a little hurt.
Oh, I might be a little hurt. Like,
Yeah,
come on, y'all can't do this. Come on, do it for
they
us.
are they are totally just amazing right now. I'm just loving them. I mean, it's as if they really have known each other for years.
Yes, yes,
The way they act, I don't know. It's just that now this one was a great match.
yes. It seems like the experts put all their energy in making this match, and they just threw the rest of them. It's like whatever. If you
Listen,
work, you work. If you don't,
okay.
you don't.
So maybe this couple was chosen right before they knew that the pandemic was here. I think maybe that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So they
That's
so this one got chosen when everybody was still okay in the mind. As soon as they figured out that the pandemic came, they just said, okay, we're just gonna throw the rest of them out.
we'll see. We don't know. They said yeah,
Yeah, yep, yep.
because I think they are very, very well matched. Their
Yeah.
temperaments. Um, he so loves her already.
Yes.
He is so into her
Yes.
already. I think it probably had a lot to do with how she was really, really there for him when he got that scare
Mm-hmm.
about his grandmother having the heart attack.
That was amazing. Yes,
Yeah,
that was
so I think that
amazing.
solidified it for him. Um, that he's all in. Like, okay, he was all
Yeah.
in before, but he's like really, really all
Really,
into her.
really, really in. Really, really
Even some of the
in.
stuff that he says to her. Remember, they had the conversation about. She asked him, "Would you prefer a high-rise condo or a townhouse?" Now he
Oh
said townhouse.
yes.
She was like, "No, condo." He's like, "Okay,
Yeah. He's one of those men that he wants to make his wife happy. And he
yes,
realizes the saying, happy wife, happy
happy."
life.
Yes, because he is. And but what I still do like is that he does voice his opinion.
He
Um,
does.
and so I think that's good. And I think if she listens and she
Mm-hmm.
always makes him feel safe to have an opinion and to voice it, whether she go listen or not,
Yeah, yeah.
but to make him feel heard, like so he doesn't feel like she's running him. I
Exactly.
think that's going to be an important balance for her because she says she's kind of
Yeah.
bossy, and her friends say
You
she's
could
kind of bossy.
tell, and you could tell that she is a little bossy and that she wants to have it her way.
Yes.
But I think because of the love that she's forming for him,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be able to tame this lion.
Okay. All right. All right.
He's
That'll
gonna
be
be able to
good.
tame this lion. I mean,
Yeah.
some people it just takes being matched with the right person to kind
Right.
of balance. And I
Right.
think that I think so I still give them a lot of hope, but I also know that we are still fresh into these episodes.
Yes.
So there's something gonna come. Listen, I'm just waiting for something to come that's
Something
gonna
to drop.
change, something that's gonna set him off. And
Right.
then I want to see how she's gonna deal with it. She may not have them braids
Right.
at that point.
Yes. Yes. Because right now, pretty much all we see from them is just how well they get along, and um,
Exactly.
even I love their
Exactly.
little dinner on the little, I guess, the makeshift beach. Um,
Yes.
their little
I
feet in
love
the
that. I
sand,
love
and
that.
I just thought that was
That
just,
was romantic.
oh my, that was beautiful. And to hear him just dote on her, how he
Yes.
just kept telling her, how much, she meant to him and how he was so
Mm-hmm.
into her. That was,
Mm-hmm.
now you didn't hear a lot back from her, she just was receiving it,
Taking it
so,
all in.
taking it in. But I loved how he is able to express
Yes.
his feelings
Yes.
to her. And so I love that part of her. I want to see her reciprocate a little
I
bit
do
more.
a lot more because see, I was while watching them, I was talking to God and saying, God, I want me one of them right there. I
Yes.
need that him because I'm gonna reciprocate everything back to actually I'm not even gonna wait for him to do that
Right.
to me. I'm just gonna be giving it to like just giving it to him, honey. I'm
Yes.
gonna I'm gonna build him strong and tall.
All right. Strong and tall. I like that. Yeah, I love them. I love them. I love everything about their relationship, about their
Yes.
connection. I think they have. the ingredients, the raw ingredients in their character and in their person to
Yes,
um to make it the long haul. I'm reaching
I
down
do.
because
Yeah,
my
I
little
do.
battery getting low. I think
Okay,
they have it in them to go the
to
distance, and so
make it.
I'm hoping that they will. I'm hoping that
I'm
they
cheering
will.
them on. I'm
Yes,
cheering them
yes.
on.
I think the world after this season is cheering them on. We need
Yeah.
somebody to cheer on because of these two.
Oh, wait. Listen, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh, I forgot! I forgot to bring my mocktail. Oh man,
Oh gosh.
I'm give you a minute.
Mm-hmm. I actually feel like taking the whole thing back, but I'm not gonna do
Go
it.
to the head.
Taking the whole thing down. But I'm gonna go ahead and sit it back down. I'm gonna go ahead and sit it
No,
back down.
I forgot to make my mocktail. I have to remember that for next week.
Whew.
But yeah, Paige and Chris, Paige and Chris.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
just, just
we should have known
mm.
something was wrong when the show came on, and all the producers all up in the room.
I know. I know.
You gotta tell her.
That yeah. And I'm like, what is this? What I mean, what is going on? And I said, at first I was looking at I said, really are they really all standing here like that? And we can hear them like and me and I'm like this trying to get close enough so I can hear everything that was being said. And
Yes,
him talking about he's not gonna tell. And they're like, but you gotta tell her.
you
You
gotta
gotta
tell
tell
her.
her. He's like,
I
no,
don't want to tell her.
I'm like,
I don't want
yeah.
to tell her.
Sounding like some little teenage boy. Like he
Right.
just
I don't want to do it, Mama.
yeah, he told me I don't want to tell her. I said, what is this? What is this?
And
Then he takes her in the bathroom.
turn on the shower.
Wait, and no, and they were talking about, well, you gotta take out the microphone. Yeah, he turned on the shower and I believe the sink that they would turn on the sink too.
Yes.
And you can see the camera people trying to get close. they,
Bring that boom
they
mic.
they did, and they had it right at the door. I guess to see if they could pick up on something.
That
I
was,
said, this
but
is
even before that, remember they were at breakfast. I'm gonna go back just a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
And then she asked him. He started eating. She said, "You're not gonna say grace." He's like, "Lord, thank you for this food, Amen." And did you hear the little side comment she made after he
No,
did
I
that?
didn't get it.
She's like, "Well, the Lord knows our heart," because you could tell from
They
her
could have
face
had
that
their
she was
own.
like, "That ain't no grace."
They could have had their own show.
What? And they might get one after this.
It's probably gonna. It's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen. It's gonna be their own show. They might as well follow them. Just go ahead and keep following this couple here.
And because to me, it's almost a disservice to the other four couples, the
It
madness
is.
that's going on with this couple, because it's overshadowing
Yes.
everybody
Everything.
else's story. Because I know when people join in to listen to us do these recap and reviews, they don't want to hear about those other four couples.
They wait for this one, so that's why we put it at the end because we realize we're gonna stay here just for a little while. Just just stay right here on them. Just stay right here
Yes,
on them.
because this is what everybody wants to hear, the story
Yes.
of Paige and Kristen, the mayhem that's going on, how he's not going to tell her. We find out last episode that his ex-fiance is pregnant, so now he's got
Mm-hmm.
to tell Paige. The producers are fighting with him, telling him, "You got to tell her." He's like, "No." They was like, "Well, when's she gonna find out?" like you can't like not
Like
ever
next week.
tell her, because the producers say
Oh
not
my
ever.
god. No, it,
Let's
it
just
was
go find
it was
out.
it was I really had no words. I said this. I was standing there like this. Actually, let me tell you, I wasn't even sitting down. When they came on, I was standing up.
Can't even sit down and listen.
I could I couldn't even sit down. I was standing up just looking and saying, "This is ridiculous." Like, I was like, "This is just really ridiculous."
It's almost like this isn't reality TV. It's like this is like a movie. Like this can't be
Yeah,
happening in somebody's real life. Like
that's
for
what she
real?
kind of said. Like that's what she was like. Paige was saying to herself, like, "Is this really happening to me?" I can only imagine. I was thinking about her. I said, she's watching everybody else kind of enjoying their spouses or falling
Yes.
in love, and she's probably saying to herself, "Well, what did I do, God? Because are you punishing me right now? Like, what did I miss it? And this is live on national TV."
And everybody's like, am I getting punked? Remember
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher used to have that show Punked? Like, am I
Yes.
getting
Yes.
punked?
Punked.
Somebody doing me like this? Because even at the breakfast table before he took her in the bathroom and told her, he tells
Mm-hmm.
her, I just got some devastating news, but I don't want to tell you.
That is like, really, I'm your wife and you don't want to
Devastating
tell
news,
me?
not just some news, devastating news.
Devastating, devastating news.
And then she's like,
Whew.
you gonna tell everybody? Everybody knows but me? And you're not gonna tell
But
me?
me. You know what? But that really shouldn't have been a surprise to her either. Cause look at everything else that has happened so far. I mean, seriously, it should not have been a surprise. It is just like the post I had posted a while back that was like, "Oh, is that thunder I hear?" Well, the way everything's going, it could be Godzilla.
And I do feel like, because when she came out of the bathroom after he told her, because he just walks out and say, I told her. Nah, I did it. She all in the bed. He's not consoling her. He's not trying to make it okay with her. He just come out like, I did it. I told her.
I've been really trying to diagnose his mental illness. Seriously, I've been trying to give him like a diagnosis of what's going on. I mean, it's a lot going on.
I don't even know
How old
because
is he?
he is, hold on, 27. She's 26. He's 27. Too old for
Are
this.
they are they sure he's not 12?
I, he is so very immature. So very immature for him to,
Very
first of all, leave her in
immature.
there. She is
Mm-hmm.
in like she is shock.
Devastated. Yeah, you can tell that because when she walked out that bathroom, I was just like this. I was frozen, like just trying to see. Like I was just like looking, and then she went and got a little outfit to go
Hmm.
back in the bathroom to change. I said, "Ooh, she came out. She just got the little outfit and she going back in the bathroom.
Right.
I don't know what's going on, but I was glued. I was glued.
I, my heart hurt for her so much, and I know what it is to get news and feel like that, just numb.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're trying to mentally process what just happened.
Wow.
Like, okay,
Whew.
I heard everything he said. I mentally, I don't even know where I am right now. I don't know how to feel
Yeah.
about what he said. I don't know what I'm gonna do about what he said. And so, um, I'm so happy that she had someone there in Brianna
Yeah.
that she could
To
kind
be
of
there to console
unpack
her.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I give Brianna props because
I do too.
I would have been like, "Girl, you need me to help you pack? I help you get your stuff
Yeah.
together. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
call you every day. I'm gonna check on you, but you leaving to you don't know you don't have no
Yeah.
option. I'm not gonna ask you how you feel about it.
Yeah.
You leaving today."
And I wouldn't even care what kind of contract they would have. Because by that point, actually, I would be ready to sue this entire
What?
show.
I'm like, I'll pay you, girl. Don't worry about it. Whatever we making, I'm gonna pay you for it. You go
I
home
mean,
today.
yeah, I would have to get Judge Judy involved on this one.
Yes, yes. But I loved how Brianna just listened to her.
Yeah,
How
she
she
was
just asked
very good friend.
questions. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
making a whole lot of judgment. At the end, she did kind of say, a little bit of how she felt about it, but she did a good job of just being there to listen. Now, I don't know if they told
Yeah.
her going into it. Just listen. Don't tell her what to do. I don't know if they prepped her for it, but
Yeah. Did you did you also pick up on this? Paige has been cursing a lot more.
he bringing it out.
I mean, I said, boy, I say, Lord, she went from I thought I was thinking one way when when she was walking down the aisle
Uh-huh.
to get married, but just a few days into their marriage, she already cursing like she like saying, well, just whatever, just I'm it's just whatever.
God
Y'all
understand.
just have to bleep it. Yep, yep. Like God understand. I think she literally is out of her mind right now on everything.
She because I think she's because she's what was
Devastated.
her statement? She said she's trying to figure out what the experts saw, but it's like looking into the abyss.
Me too. They really jacked her up.
Yes,
If she because if she's gonna have to get therapy and all that stuff after this, they paying for it all.
every cent, every cent. Um,
This is a doozy. This is a doozy.
bec- it's almost like malpractice.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
couldn't be an expert and not have seen this and not have seen the
Yeah,
signs.
I've been trying to figure this one out. I've been really trying to figure out how they put it together unless they didn't read. I don't know. Maybe they just read half the bios.
And he he had to like lie and
Yeah, I was about to
embellish
say he must have
everything,
lied. Well, and you know what? I wouldn't put none of that past him because he looks
right?
like he lies a lot.
Yeah.
He looks like he lies a lot.
Yes.
It's just something about his forehead that just caught that I just get I'm looking at it and it just says liar. Like it's
See,
something
I'm gonna
just
have to send you a picture before I get married. I'm like, okay, what you see something in his hair?
yeah,
That was the
please do,
hairstyle. It's
please
his
send me
forehead.
because I can read some people pretty well and that one
Hmm.
there, no good. I can listen. I can see my grandma now. Listen, because I would take some of the guys I've dated my over to my grandma's house just so she can see. And my grandma had these gray, like these grayish blue eyes. They were gray with like a blue line around them. And she
Hmm.
sat in the rocking chair one day after one of the guys I brought over there, and she was rocking back and forth. I said, "So, grandma, what do you think?" She said, you need to keep on moving forward. He is no good. She said he is no good.
Hmm.
And she picked up that day he had a lot of baggage. And he did.
Wow.
We saw it all.
See,
Yeah.
and we need wise people like that in our
Yeah.
lives. That number one, that are going to tell us the truth, and that we
Exactly.
will listen to. Because what I find a lot,
Exactly.
especially in this younger generation, is they just don't want to listen.
Mm-mm.
Um, they're okay with fumbling and making unnecessary mistakes
Mm-hmm.
because, in their minds and in their opinion, they have a right to make errors and they need to plot their
Yeah.
own path. And it's like, if I can help you not go through
To go
something,
down a certain road, please take the advice.
yeah, or
I
and
mean,
maybe
yeah.
not me, or somebody else that has
Yep.
wisdom, y'all listen, or
Yeah.
you gonna you gonna have to just deal with what comes, and you didn't
Yes,
have
most
to.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so good to have you know elders that will listen to and that will glean from, that will give us wisdom. Unfortunately
Yeah.
for Paige, nobody was there telling her,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that I'm trying to
girl.
figure out.
And
Oh
Brianna, I
Lord.
love you, but you should have told her in that room.
Exactly.
Me and my husband will
Exactly.
help you pack tonight.
Now and two and Brianna's husband had a conversation with him with
Yes, with Chris.
and I thought that went kind of good. I think it went okay.
Yeah, and it was good. I was glad that both of them had somebody to talk all
Yes.
of that through
Yes.
with. I was glad that Vincent kind of basically told him, man, you gotta handle that. You gotta man up and handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And when he told him, yeah, you should have told her. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he's telling you like that all that you went through running around this morning like you wasn't gonna tell her, you didn't want to tell her. That's a real man saying, no, no, something like that happens. You have to
Mm-hmm.
say something. You don't get an option to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Listen, I want to ask you, do you think that Chris already knew this girl was pregnant before he even got on the show?
That's what a lot of people have been saying, that
I mean, the
it
more you
wasn't a
watching this
surprise to
whole
him.
thing, it's like he is. I think he really wants to be famous.
It
He
could
and
be.
he is becoming very very famous at this point because when I'm on YouTube and I'm trying to go back and find the other episodes that we've talked about, it's
Hmm.
showing it is blowing up with Chris and Paige.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about Chris and Paige.
Yes.
And so because I'm like, how could you not know this? I mean, you were just engaged to this other woman. When you
Yes.
married Paige, you're steady talking about your ex. Like I'm just everything is too fresh. And now you just found out she's pregnant, like she's pregnant. No, I think you already I think you already knew all of this.
I wouldn't put it past him. Hey, Coach Alette, thanks for joining. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put much past
Past
Chris.
him.
Like if somebody told me Chris had like 5 women pregnant, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
Yep. I
okay, for
could I
real,
could
yeah,
I could
okay,
believe
I
it.
can see it,
I could
I
believe
can
it.
see it."
Yep.
Because to me, he's
I
just that
actually could
arrogant,
believe that he's already married. I mean, I could believe that too.
right? Because he's so disingenuous. Even
Mm-hmm.
and let's jump here after the conversations they both have um, with Vincent and Brianna. They have this couples gathering, and so they're all
Yeah.
kind of chit chatting and talking about their experience, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh, we're doing great," and da 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 da, and they get to Kristen Page, and she's looking like, "You tell them how we
this,
doing."
this is this is the part when you have to just take a sip.
You got us into this. You tell them how we do it. I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
it was telling the way she looked at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked her, "You want to tell them?" She was like, "They're gonna find out anyway." And
Mm-hmm.
then when he, tells them what's going on, the first person who I noticed their face was Clara. And I think Clara did have a dream. She was like, just looking around. And then, of course, they showed Brianna and, Vincent looking
Yeah.
like, well, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So, first of all, you have embarrassed me privately
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling some kind of way that the man I just married, not only I find out that you're not attracted to me, but you had sex with me multiple times, even though you weren't attracted to me. Now I find out that the ex-wife, not ex-wife, ex-fiance that you just
Ex
broke up with a couple
fiance.
months ago is now pregnant.
So much
And I
going on.
gotta live this
It
in these front of these strangers.
this, just listen, listen. It goes back to when he seen her coming in on the wedding day and he did not like what he saw, but this fool went through with the whole thing.
He should have said, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I
Yeah.
know this is married
And
at
that's
first
what I
sight.
was waiting on. But he went through the whole thing. And then usually the couples, because they just met each other, nobody's doing anything on the wedding night. This fool, and yes, I'm calling him a fool. I don't like to say fool, but he is a fool with 20 O's in it. He's a fool. And this fool is up there. He ready to have sex with her because I think it's the body. Are you kidding me? Like there is no respect. There is no kind of. He just saw her like as a piece of meat, like it was. I mean, and that's actually how he's been treating her, like a piece of meat. Like
Right.
he's just slinging around and he's taking little bits and pieces off of her, and just no thought of her being the beautiful woman that she is.
Right. And I love how you said it, and I hadn't thought about it until you said it, that he has a lack of respect for women.
A
This
lack of
shows
respect
a
for women.
lack of respect for women that you
Yes.
would, because we find out when he's talking to Vincent that
Mm-hmm.
even though he's broken up with his fiance, they are still sexually active
Now that was
after they
another
break
doozy.
up. So this is
Yeah.
somebody you've told that you don't want to be in relationship with, that you're still you're messing around with her. So, and you know, women, we will see that as a sign of maybe something can happen, maybe something can change,
Exactly.
maybe we can get back
Giving it the
together. We
benefit of the
were just
doubt.
yeah, we were
Yep.
just getting married. You know, maybe he's changing
Yeah.
his mind about
Yep.
us.
Yep.
Then you leave her high and dry to go on a TV show called Married at First Sight
Yeah.
that your
He
ex
wanted
fiance
his
doesn't even know
cake.
that you own
Yeah, yep. He wanted his cake. He wanted to eat the cake. He wanted to bake another cake, have ice cream and everything. He wanted it all
at the expense. Now, and here it
of
is.
some.
Now it's at the expense of both of these women
Exactly.
because you have an ex that you just broke up with a few months ago, that you pledged your life to, were getting ready to pledge your life to, and you just broke up with her a
Yes.
couple of months. So now she's hanging in the balance and pregnant with
Pregnant.
your child. And now you are married
Married.
to someone else that you just had to tell all that to.
Yep. And you know what, Cheryl? I've been thinking what would take this show over the top and would cause me to drink a whole one of these in one go would be Paige finding out that she's pregnant too.
Girl, I hadn't even thought about that.
Let me go ahead and sip for the both of us.
That had not crossed my mind till you just said it.
I
Now,
I thought about that because they've been having sex. So what if now she ends up pregnant and they both pregnant at the same time?
Lord, please don't let that happen. Please, Jesus. To me, that would hurt me.
Yeah.
That would hurt me. Oh, just even thinking about it is just
Mm-hmm.
um it's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Um because I think he's so immature on so
Yeah.
many levels, even as they were with the whole group talking and everyone's consoling Paige as they
Yeah.
should. He gets
Yeah.
jealous because they are consoling Paige and
And not
walks
him.
away. Like, you know, everybody's there
Like
for
a
Paige,
little
but nobody says anything about me. You did it.
you know what?
Paige ain't
All of
did
this is
nothing
because of you.
but be
All of
here.
this is because of you.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would we be consoling you, sir? Why?
Tell you that there is something wrong. There is something wrong with him. I'm telling you, I'm gonna nip this mental diagnosis because there's something wrong.
There it
There is
is. It's
something
almost like he
wrong.
turns the tide or turns the table on her because in every scenario that he has done something that is vile to her,
Mm-hmm.
she is always the one consoling him.
Him.
He told
Yeah.
her, I'm not
I
attracted to you. I don't find you attractive after I have had sex with you. Who consoled Chris? Paige.
She did. And I would not have consoled him at all.
No. He basically said, you ugly.
Yeah, he said that you're ugly, but hey,
But
but
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
have
sex
sex
with
with
you.
you.
Oh, I thought that was gonna help, but you still ugly. And you consoling him for feeling that way about you. And you
Never
are
mind.
beautiful. But he doesn't
Never
see that.
mind.
That's not your
He
fault that he
doesn't see
cannot
it.
see the beauty that you are physically and spiritually and
Yeah.
emotionally. You are a beautiful person and you deserve so
Yeah.
much better than
Yeah.
him. But you consoling him. Then he tells you that his ex fiance is pregnant, but you got to leave the group to go console him.
The good. Yeah. Because he looks like he wants to be the center of attention. He wants all of the attention, no
Right,
matter if he's right or wrong.
right.
And so what I started thinking about is how did his mom and dad treat him, and how did they raise him? Did
Right.
they spoil him to the point, I mean, it has to be something that's there. Like, and I've been trying to
Right.
figure out how did he grow up? What did
True.
mom and dad do? Like, I've been really looking at this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I take it back to points like that. But I've been
Right.
thinking something he grew up a certain way.
Right.
Was he the only child? I'm trying to figure out. Does he have other siblings, or is he the only child?
I do not know it, and I'm like you. When I see the other stories, and they always are having spoiler alerts, I purposely don't watch them because I don't want to know. I don't want the experience to be ruined. I don't want to know something before I'm supposed to know it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I will see people that are talking about who he is as a person. I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch that because
You don't
I
want.
want to look at this with fresh eyes, just
Yeah.
as a viewer would see it without having all of these
Mm-hmm.
spoilers and not knowing what's coming in episode 8. I don't want to know what's coming in episode 8. I want to watch it fresh, like everybody else, and be
Exactly.
like shocked and
Exactly.
appalled, like
Yes.
everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but remember when Paige talked to his parents the night
Mm-hmm.
after? Remember how
Mm-hmm.
they started making excuses for him
Yeah.
for his behavior? So, what you say
They
about
already
how he
knew.
was raised, they may
They
have
already
always made
knew.
excuses.
They already knew, and they built him to be just the way he is.
Yes.
Because they didn't. To me, going back to when she had that lunch with his parents, they did not look surprised at anything she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
They just looked like they was praying and fasting, that, and they probably went on some fast to just make sure that it didn't come out
Right.
during the marriage. But when she started talking about it, they was sitting there. I say, especially the mother. I was
Yes.
trying to figure out first between the two ladies which
Like
one
which
was the
one
mother and which
was?
one, because I was trying to read both ladies and I couldn't pick up too much. And then I say, y'all already knew how this boy was.
Yep.
Y'all already
Yes.
knew
Yes.
what whoever would get him was gonna be getting into.
Right. That's so true. And now that I'm thinking back about that conversation that when she was asking his parents for advice
Yes,
the night of the wedding, when his mother said, "Don't be in a rush to have children,"
that was a red flag.
and I just thought about it. I was like,
That was a red.
did they
That
did
was
and
a
when you said did
red
they know?
flag. They knew
So
that it was just like this was a setup. Like, this girl walked into a setup. Like, she walked into a room that was full of explosives.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and what we'll find out is that her explosives are not over.
No, unfortunately, like I say, it will be most interesting to find out if she ends up pregnant
Right, right.
after this. Because I mean, it from the way they was talking, it sounded like they was having a lot of sex. So, and they just met each other. Now the
Right.
big question is, were they using protection? Maybe not. If I'm looking at this Chris that I'm seeing, they probably were
Probably not.
probably no protection.
Yeah, to me,
None.
that would be sad, especially when they did the trailer
Yeah.
for next week, which will be tomorrow night at 8. Um, she remember they were packing. I guess the honeymoon is over there packing up,
Yeah.
and she said, so how are you feeling about this? Are you thinking that you would want to raise this child with her? And he says, well, I don't know, because I still love her. That's what he says to her. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, man,
It's listen. They could. I'm gonna just put it like this. They could not have picked a better couple for us to watch in the middle of a pandemic.
because they knew we would watch this. They
Yep.
knew we would be triggered by it.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say this for me as a believer, I am I am somewhat disgusted because
Yes. The way we're portrayed
yes,
with
yes,
this.
because
Yes.
I'm thinking in my mind, what representation is this as believers? She is so in love with the Lord, so in love with the idea that this
Yeah.
process is ordained, that she won't even
But
entertain the idea that she may have missed God and made a mistake.
she did miss God. She missed him completely on this one. I mean, she missed God all the way. I literally, and I'm not trying to be fun. I'm not. It's literally as if the devil was on her shoulder and told her something, and she thought it was God,
Hmm.
because this has been nothing but pure hell for her.
Right.
And the first thing I thought about, I said, well, I know God do take us through some trials and tribulations, and
Hmm.
I was thinking about all of that, but I
Right.
said this is the wrong time to be going through a trial and tribulation on live TV when you
Right.
when you just got married, and I think she's getting every sign that it was not supposed to be.
Right.
But and sometimes we can miss God. We can actually think that we've heard from God, and
Right.
that's really not what God wanted for us. And
Right.
so when it's not what God wants for us, you're gonna see that it's not what God wants for, because God's word tells you that the blessings of the Lord are without what? Pain or sorrow.
They make us
So she's dealing with a lot of pain,
right.
and she's dealing with a lot of sorrow. So no, this was not a blessing from God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want her to see that because I think she is super spiritualizing this whole this whole thing instead of
I think
taking
I've
a
been out of
step
the
back
spirit a
and
long
saying,
time.
God, I thought that this was what you said because we've all been there where we thought
Yeah,
something was
I
God.
have.
We thought we
Yep,
were in
and
his
it wasn't.
will and it wasn't. And we just had to say, you know what? I missed it. I
Yep,
thought God said this, but this
just
is not
say
what he
that I
said.
missed it.
I missed it. I repent. I'm going to make it right now. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that she is willing yet or ready yet to admit it. I think she wants it so bad that she's going to look over the 10,000 red flags or the 10,000 signs that, maybe sent her way to say, no, this is a decision you made. This is not something I said. And we as believers have to come with it. This was not something God said. This was a decision we made. And so
Yeah,
we have to
yeah,
correct our decisions because our decisions have consequences. And so everything we hear
exactly.
is not God. And so when we make a bad decision, like, oh, okay, that
That
was me,
part.
and that was a bad
That
decision.
part. Yep, that part right there. I mean, and now I'm trying to think, what else, what worse could he do right now? What worse could Chris do? I'm trying to think, what could he do right now to make this worse than what it really is?
The honest truth is, I think he'll have to leave her because
Yeah.
I do not think she will leave him.
She's gonna try and stick this out. She's gonna play that role, like, of
Yep.
just, you know, trying to stay and work through the marriage,
Yes.
because hey, that's what it's supposed to, but I don't know. This, married at first sight is really, because it's really, I'm looking at it from a different perspective now, because
Mm-hmm.
these people are getting married, and then they're dating,
Yes.
instead of
Yes.
dating to know that you want to be married to someone. They're getting married and then dating after they got married,
Right.
and seeing, oh no, you got some things going on that I probably wouldn't have I wouldn't have went down this road with you, if I
At
had known
all.
this before I said I do to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
But
So
it's been
it's,
very interesting.
oh my, it's very, very interesting. And there's so many moving parts
Mm-hmm.
in it. But I put on one of the episodes. I was like, Paige, we praying for you, like for real,
Yes.
because I
Fasting,
want her to
actually.
have
So
love. Because I think
yes.
everybody wants love, and I can see she wants it so much, as we all do. But that doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
that you take anything. You want love. What he is exhibiting and showing to you is not even care and concern for you right now. Forget
Yeah.
love. He's not even showing care and concern for you. And that's important. because that has to come
Mm-hmm.
before love is born.
But you know, they did have the one little touching moment when they were eating their dinner and he was saying a few words, and I was like, "Oh, Chris is making a turn." In my
You
mind, I
believe
said,
that?
"Listen, no, I'm just listen." I said, "Oh, Chris is." I said, "Really? Chris is making like a little turnaround." I mean, he seems so sincere, and she's just sitting there like, oh my gosh, like she's probably saying, "Okay, God, I think
This
she's
is
probably like,
it.
okay, God, I think we got breakthrough. I think we got breakthrough." That's how I was feeling at the moment. But I said, Chris playing a trick. Like I don't know, it's something going on.
Let me tell you why I didn't buy that.
Okay.
The whole, you come first.
Yeah,
You are my wife. You come before
that's what
my
he said.
family. You come
Yeah,
before my ex. You come before my
you got it.
child.
You got it. You got it.
I didn't buy
You got
any of
exactly
that
why you said
because
it.
I have been in a relationship with a manipulator before,
Okay.
and I know how they do. And so the whole
Yeah.
time he's going through all of that, I was like, oh, lies you tell. He
Lies.
lies you
It was
tell.
just
Because
it was just written across his forehead. Lies.
that's what manipulators do.
Yes.
They make you feel like
Mm-mm.
they are the victim.
And he plays the victim role.
That's all he's been
And
doing the whole time. He is the
the
victim.
whole time.
Something has been
Sitting with his
happening
head
to him.
down. Yeah, you seen him. He'll go over and sit with his head down. I mean, who does that at that age? At that age, I mean,
Yes,
yeah, he plays. He does. He plays the victim in like every little situation that comes up, and he probably did all that with the ex too. That's why he
yes,
able to keep getting her in the bed.
yes, yes. So I didn't buy it when he said it. I saw she was
Hmm.
eating it up. I said, oh,
Yeah.
well, and because men know that we are drawn by what we hear. And if we hear
Yes.
that we are number one in your life, we hear that you're making us priority. That's what we want, is to be
Yeah.
priority in
And
a
we
person's
believe it
life.
whether it's true or not, because yeah, you're right, men know how to say the right thing, and women, but
Yes,
men know how to say the right thing to get what they want from you.
yes,
They know what to say to get them panties, and I'm saying
yes,
it just like that on live.
yes, yes.
They know how to whisper the sweet nothings in your ear to
Mm-hmm.
get what they want. So yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so I didn't see sincerity in that. I was like, oh, he gaming her. He gaming her. And it worked.
It did.
It
It
worked.
did.
And
It
it's easy
did.
to see it when you're not in it. Now, if I was Paige, it might have been different. No, no. It could have had been a different
No,
situation. I
mm-mm.
would have seen it then too.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
No.
it would have been glad. I would have seen it
After
then.
he told me that he was not attracted to me, that's all I needed to hear. That's just gonna shut me down
All the way.
from any from because there is no need for us to even go any further
Right,
with anything. If you're not attracted to me, that means that I'm not gonna even be treated right. If you're
right,
not even attracted to me,
right,
you're gonna treat me like I'm nothing. If
right,
you're not attracted to me, that means you have no interest in me.
right.
So that's how I would take any of that, and he wouldn't have got nothing further from me.
That would have been it. Because that is the, for a woman, for you to tell me basically that you have no desire for me,
None.
even after you have had me. You just told me you have no desire for me.
He was just trying to fulfill
There's
his
nothing
fleshly
left. Not in a
need.
marriage relationship. We could be friends,
Mm-mm.
maybe. I can't be nothing
I
else to
don't
you.
even know if I don't even know if I could be his. I don't even know if I could be his
You're right.
friend.
You're right. Because there's just nothing.
Maybe his counselor, a paid counselor.
So you got to pay me for counsel.
That's the only thing he could get from me.
Yeah, you're right. It was a lot. This season is a lot. I can't wait till
It is.
tomorrow night
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see
This is
how
gonna be
that plays
interesting.
out, about
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what he says to her about, I guess, how they're gonna move forward. Um I don't Here's the thing, this will be interesting, and y'all let us know in the comments. Do you think they'll last the entire season? Do you think they'll even make it to decision day?
Mm.
Or will they exit the show before decision day? That's what I want to
What
hear.
is your thoughts on that? What is your thoughts on that?
I don't know if they will.
You don't think so?
I don't. Um.
I think they got a good, probably two good episodes left. Two or three,
Yeah. I
maybe.
would be surprised if they made it to decision day with every
I
because this
would
is too
too.
much for somebody now
It
because
is, unless they paying her extra money.
well, I mean, people don't even people that are married don't have a hard time making it with extra children, and they have
Exactly.
an established foundation of a relationship.
Yes,
They don't
yes.
have any foundation of a relationship.
Nothing. There is nothing that's really, they can just have this marriage annulled
Yes, like it didn't
because of the
happen.
length of time, like it didn't happen because of the length of time. Yeah.
Yep.
So we shall you and you know what I was thinking? I said after everything that she's been through, these experts are gonna have to set it up. I'm not sure who produces the show The Bachelorette, but they're gonna need to bring her on as the Bachelorette and give her a whole show with the guys, like to find her, because she's been through. This is I've never seen an episode, and I've been watching Married at First Sight for a while, and
Hmm.
the experts really missed this one, or something just happened.
They
This
messed
one
her
just
up
went
so
left.
bad that
I
I don't
mean,
even know if
yeah.
I give y'all a second chance. Like, no, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm gonna wait on the Lord for real this time.
Yeah, listen. Even yep. Just go ahead and wait on the Lord. Just wait on him, because honey, I don't know. Chris should be in a bubble.
He needs some good counseling. There
Yeah,
has to be something that he's dealing with that he
something
hasn't.
happened.
Something.
Something something most definitely happened, and his parents know, and they ain't saying a word.
Yeah. They need to
Stay tuned.
all of them need to write checks to Paige.
Yes,
She gonna
yes.
need some good
This
counseling too.
Yes, most definitely. Wow. I mean, and you know what, even with everything that has been happening so far, I've been waiting for the pastor to come in and say something. The guy that, what is his name? The
Pastor Cal.
pastor yeah, he should he where has he been since the bit I mean, is it just a certain time of the show, or the episode that he comes in, cuz he should have been there right in the honeymoon part when all that started taking place. She needed to talk to somebody, and so did he right then.
Yeah, and maybe they did and they just didn't show us
It could have
that
been.
part. Maybe because every time they come back together, it seems like they talk to somebody. Because even
Yeah.
his conversation with her at that dinner table when he was telling her all that stuff was totally different from his conversation at breakfast and that whole
Yeah.
just walking off, leaving her.
Yeah.
So they may be there talking to them, or if not them, maybe some other
Maybe he's
counselors or somebody.
bipolar.
I don't know.
Maybe he's bipolar.
I he need okay. I have no idea. I have no words for
I could have said maybe some split personalities, but I don't know. I mean, I do see the one side. That's the 12-year-old part of him that comes out at that point, that little 12-year-old, and then
right.
he goes back, but something is most definitely wrong. Something, and he really thinks that he look good. I mean, he really thinks that. Like that's
He does. He does. And he's average. I mean, he's not a bad looking guy, but he's average.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Average, average.
I mean,
And he wants a 10.
and here's the truth. There are a lot of guys that are average that get tens, and they're usually wealthy guys that are
Yep.
just average and get tens. And so maybe
10s.
because of his position, maybe his financial standing has allowed him to be able to get um, more physically attractive people than he is, because that's just Women like
Is he
money.
supposed
They
to be
like,
wealthy?
hmm?
Is he
Well,
supposed to be wealthy?
he owns, all right, I don't know if he still does, but he owned a not Chick-fil-A, Subway franchise. And he was a finance manager. So it from the way they positioned it, let me say it that way, from the way they positioned it, he seemed like he may have been at least a six-figure earner or somewhere. So he had some money. So when women
Hmm.
hear money and power,
Yeah,
that is attractive to a lot of women. So he may have
it is.
gotten in physicality above his pay grade because of where he, his
Exactly.
finances.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but don't be fooled.
Please don't be fooled.
It's for the money that
Woo.
they are there. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up on
Yes.
this evening. We hope you have enjoyed our review and our recap. Tomorrow is episode 6 at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So, y'all be sure to check that out and then join us on next Tuesday as we go through whatever Chris is telling Paige on that episode. And I don't know, maybe we'll lead with Chris and because that has taken the majority. Maybe we'll just hit those other
No,
couples
we
like this.
no, we can't lead with them because we may not even get to the other ones
Like,
after
okay, y'all know
what
what
we
happened to
see
the other
tomorrow
ones.
night.
Huh?
After what we end up seeing tomorrow night, we got to still do the. We have to rush through the other people. Just
Just
rush
go real
through
quick through them. So yeah, yeah, they all right now.
them.
We'll see how we'll chop that up on next week. But if you've been
Yes,
watching and you haven't shared yet, go ahead and share
please
this
share.
with all of your friends and then join us on next week. And
Hmm.
you all, I dropped a video on Saturday on my YouTube channel that gave you the 3 top lessons that I've learned from watching dating reality shows. Y'all should check
Okay.
it out.
Yes.
I'm watching
Okay.
them and I'm learning a whole bunch. And what I learned is going to help you too. So check that
Yes.
out on my YouTube channel and be sure that you connect with Lady Chrissy on all of her social media channels.
Yes.
Um, put it in the comments so they'll be able to
Okay.
find you and connect with you
Awesome.
there.
Okay.
All right,
All
we love you
righty.
all
Most
and we'll
definitely
see you
will.
next Tuesday.
Yes. Good night, everybody.